Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I always give the same advice. Don't put your pictures up, and don't put pictures up of your kids. And also, I think this could be your mother. Don't put pictures of mothers because from the pictures, people can send magic. People can get evil eye from putting pictures of kids and stuff like that. So be aware of uh, some basic rules that you should go by if any member of the family are possessed. And in your situation, you've come across the fact that you have this problem in your family. Shukran. About listening to the ruqya, it's Quran verses of the Quran that the Raaqis generally read relate into the problem of the person. So on that basis, uh, you can get some type of idea whether you've got evil eye, general Jinn possession, and or black magic. Uh, and basically, there's hotspots around the world. The main hotspots around the world that I've come across is places like uh, Morocco in the Arab countries, uh, India and Pakistan and Bangladesh in the Asian countries, China. Uh, there's also uh, Northern Ireland is big for it. England is also uh, has a lot of hotspots. Uh, there's also America, uh, Florida, Boston, New York, California, and places like that. Canada has them as well. Um, so it's there's a lot of places all around the world, basically. So if you like a bit of a history background, uh, and what you have to basically know, if one person, one male or one female of the parents have got Jinn possession, black magic, or evil eye, what you'll find is one or more of the children that are under 14, under puberty, will also have similar signs uh, of Jinn possession, black magic, and evil eye. It doesn't. It's not a. It's not fast rules to this, but this is generally the observation that I've come across. Other Rockies will say other things and stuff like that. It's it, it's uh, it's the way it is with it's a field that whoever gets involved in it has their own opinions on how to tackle these issues and what to do, and they all have their own observations in this area as well. So not everything that you'll find with each and every Rocky will be 100%. Uh, you always do your best. Like some Rockies say, you have to go to Rocky. Some uh, people say you have to do self ruqya. Some people say, oh, don't listen to audio, read the Quran yourself. We say do everything. Uh, if you need to go to Rocky, go to Rocky. If you need to listen to ruqya, then listen to it. If you need to read, then read. Uh, until the matter is cleared up, you have to go into your history to find out when the possession happened or when who did your black magic. Also, look into when you married and stuff like that. How many times you went to your country of origin? Did people give you food and stuff like that? If you go through the playlist that we've got, then you'll be aware of what type of uh, possession you may be suffering from, and from there you keep on listening to it, keep on listening to it until the pain goes away. But then afterwards, you also have to carry on because there might be more than one jinn inside people's bodies. The most I've come across is something like maybe 5,000 in a person's body. So I've come across people that have got magicians inside their bodies as well, jinn magicians inside their bodies. These are the extreme cases, uh, and enjoy yourself because it's a case of keep on listening to the audio tapes. You have to pray. I can't stress it. Praying is very, very important, and getting closer to the Quran and the Sunnah. And you read Surah Baqarah if you can. If you can't, then do Falaq and Nas for about half an hour. The last two surahs, 113 and 114. It all depends on how much time you've got. We're in lockdown at the moment, so everybody should have a fair bit of time. The question is, do you like to hisab or ruqya? I don't really understand the word hisab here. To understand an individual issues which recognize or defines what is the cause of evil eye, sihr, etc. Do you do? I mean, uh, start off yourself with doing some general checks. Just do a general check of knowing if you got the issue. You said that it's in the little finger type of thing on some person. So when you're listening to ruqya, then squeeze that area to because it's come in a different format in the person's body. So if you squeeze that, that'll actually give him uh, problems until you're forcing him to leave. Uh, so start there. Uh, so you do first of all do the general check with this, which is sort of like do the ones with Surah Fatiha and stuff like that, and Falaq and Nas. Then go on to uh, most of the Raqis say go on to evil eye in the Middle East and stuff like that. But from what I say I go on to sihr after that, mainly because there's so much black magic going on in the world as it is, even especially in the Asian countries. Like for example, you're from the Asia, so there's a playlist specific one on India. So India covers Pakistan and Bangladesh and stuff like that. So play them if you need to. Uh, so I would say go to Sihr and then Evil Eye. Evil Eye is easier to remove than magic. It's quicker, but it causes more problems. Uh, so, for example, Evil Eye will be specific on a certain, uh, for example, if someone's got a beautiful face type of thing, it could make their face dark and stuff like that. They have so it won't affect the rest of the body. It'll just affect the face type of thing. Or if I've got this a woman that passes by the street and she's on crutches. She's been on crutches from the age of 11, and that I believe is for the likes of evil eye or black magic. So she's only affected with her legs that she can't walk properly. So it's not difficult to find out. We have to have the knowledge, but you also have to increase in iman to tackle these problems. For example, I always say, can you spray 100 rakats a day? Can you burn your jinn? With reciting the Quran, in your prayer, you actually burn the jinn, or if you get a Raaqi to read on you, actually burns the jinn until he leaves or she leaves, i.e. the jinn. Uh, People think that, a Raaqi can take the jinn out in one go and stuff like that. It doesn't generally work like that. It generally takes time. It takes time for the person to start. Generally, a Raaqi just checks. Once you know you've got the problem, then the Raaqi will tell you to follow a program. Do your adhkar, sabah masa, which is, your du'as of protection in the morning and the evening. They're in books, uh, Fortress, I think it's called Fortress of a Muslim or something like that. So then you do your goals, and then you do your uh, it's Ayatul Kursi after every prayer, and you do it before you go to sleep. These are all protection du'as, and so it's a process. And after about a month, 2 months, 3 months, depending on how strong the jinn is and the magic is and the evil eye, then it's like going back to the Raaqi for him to actually remove it. So it's like a long process. It's not a short process. What I generally say is that if you can work out how long you've had the black magic or evil eye or Jinn possession, then from there it'll take you a certain period of time. So if it's been there for something like 10 years, then you're looking at something between 6 months to a year. So it's not a short process that people think there's a quick fix on these matters. Uh, so uh, don't rush thinking you're going to get a quick fix. A lot of people from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, especially I would say the sea areas, uh, have had gym possession since they were born, but they weren't, uh, they did not know about it, type of thing, in the sense of um, they have uh, sea gyns, so you'll have that. Uh, you'll have some of them live near caves. This hotspots, for example, the hotspots in Pakistan that I've come across is like Kashmir, Mirpur, and places like that. So you just got to be aware of that. You might be you might be doing this for a fair period of time, and so when you said that the person's got the pain in the finger when they were listening to the advice of the ruqya, because that was just advice, that wasn't actually ruqya itself. Then you say yes, there's one there, might be more than one there, but also that's the active one at the moment. Now, there might be others in the parts of the body that are not active during that time period. Uh, so be aware of everything that's happening in your house. Also, uh, some of the scholars say don't do this, but some of the Rockies say do this. Like you might have to go and start spraying the corners of rooms, bedrooms, the house. Try to break up magic if it's magic. Uh, you need to play ruqya in your house. Uh, it's this becomes problems in the sense that the house is a terrace. If you've got terrace houses and that you can put it on for a certain amount of time and stuff like that. I always advise get used to ruqya on between 11 o'clock at night till Fajr when you go to sleep, because this it looks as though, and this is my opinion, so other Raqis may differ, as though the jinns are more active at night, on top of being they're more active when a person's sleeping at night. So, inshallah, uh, this a bit of advice for you on certain things. Read as much as you can. Don't take everything from one Raqi. Go to as many websites, many PDF files, and learn who your enemy is. Uh, the jinn side and the human side. I don't want to scare you, but uh, I've just recalled something that you said on Facebook. You're scaring me. No, there's a double factor. Sometimes there's a jinn that gets scared of just when I type as well, and just when I advise as well. So on that basis, it becomes like a double factor that there's a person reacts, and also a jinn inside a person can react. And when the jinn reacts as well, the person actually has some type of waswas or feeling as well. So I would say that not just your partner has got this issue, but you yourself may have it as well. Uh, there was one instance when I spoke, I can't remember who it was, last year. I think it was someone from Canada, but I can't remember. She was having, her brother-in-law was actually doing black magic and stuff like that on her husband and the whole family as well. And I think I sent her my WhatsApp number. As soon as I sent the number, her leg shook and the jinn left. So that was one of the rare things that happened to. I don't know if you can call it a patient or someone that got in touch with me on Facebook. So that's some extra information for you. Back pains very common for women, uh, especially during periods. A woman needs to check her cycles. I know you're actually on about your partner, but just giving you some extra information. Hand pains, yeah. When it comes to the fact that you actually mentioned when they were listening to the advice ruqya that he had a pain in his hands, because quite possibly that's where the jinn is staying. So it'll mean that when it leaves, it should leave from the hands as well. That's quite interesting. But when he's off work, he's not got any pain. I don't know what your job is basically, or your partner's job is, but that could be evil eye in itself, in the sense of that people have thought, like, I don't know what type of job he does as well. And it's not important, but you work on it yourself that, oh, if he's actually, for example, teacher, or he works and he gives his work, he gives presentations and stuff like that, then it's a case of it might have risen back from evil eye. So be aware of stuff like that. If my husband that has having issues the same, like, but I haven't had any as of yet, alhamdulillah. Keep on working on yourself. Because as soon as one gets it, another one in the household generally gets it as well. So
never close that door is what I'm saying. It's not always, the rules are not 100%. As if I say something, it's not 100%. Yes, definitely not now, but work on it. I remember the same person I was talking to in Canada. I actually mentioned she was sort of like saying about her husband, and I said, be aware, because they come in families. So I sort of like mentioned about check your kids and stuff like that. So mischievous and stuff like that. That's even if they pray and even if they do other things and stuff like that. So always do check. I would say check every. Do a first checking of about a week, month, and then because they'll hide and they'll take the pain. They'll take a lot of pain, right? Until they give up. There's also, I've mentioned medicines, prophets, medicines. For example, Habba Sauda, which is black seed oil in English. You can get it in watery form, or you can get it in the seed forms. There's also honey that you need to start taking in the morning. Read on the honey. Other ones, Zamzam. Read on water. Spray the corners of your of the rooms. Spray people's clothes. Read on the water that you cook your curries in, so everybody gets a taste of it. Other things that I can remember. There's something called there's some other things that there's Gister Soda, no, Gister Hand as well. There's also hijama. Don't do hijama straight away. You do the hijama once you feel that the jinn is ready to leave. Do the hijama on the back. Now, I always recommend people to learn the hijama themselves, because some of the people, this may be a matter of a year, 2 years, 3 years that you're going to be fighting with the jinns, removing the black magic and stuff like that. How do you know whether the jinns leave and stuff like that? Raaqis say different things, but generally it'll leave the way it came. So, example, if you ate the food, it'll vomit itself, or it'll come out the back passage. Senna as well. Try Senna. Senna is very good for black magic. So, pains in the when people have problems going to the toilet and that lot. I think it's called IBS and a few other things as well. This will result in a jinn residing in that area, in the stomach area. So there's some. I stopped doing this for about 4 or 5 months, and now I've gone back to doing it. My advice is to work on yourself as well. Don't just rely on thinking that the opposite person has got the issue. The reason why I say this is because generally, if it's to do with separation, it comes in two folds, i.e. both parties have the issue. It's just that it hasn't actually become visible in the other person. So don't think, oh, I'll get that person to listen to it only. No, everybody in the household. be aware of pictures in the house. A lot of watching cartoons and games. Jinns are game people. They actually like wasting their lives, so they'll waste kids and children's life on playing games and doing stuff like that, or wasting time. Look for evil eye. Generally, a person is fairly lazy and has that problem. Check for physical illnesses as well. A lot of eczema in children will result from areas where the jinn, I think it's the word, presides. It lives in that area type of thing. So always check them type of issues. Thank you for the advice. Okay, that I played yesterday, which is, okay. And trying to identify the feelings he got today. Okay, it's strange enough that when he makes an effort to go to work, he has back pains and hand pains. Okay, well, that's actually related to